as Hurricane Irma nears the U.S. And this morning, one Florida sheriff is causing a storm
I'm in the garage
after warning predators aren't welcome at his county shelters.
In a series of tweets, he said, quote, "If you go to a shelter for Irma, sworn law enforcement officers will be at every shelter checking IDs. Sex offenders, predators will not be allowed. If you go to a shelter for Irma and you have a warrant, we'll gladly escort you to a safe and secure shelter called the Polk County Jail."
Joining us right now is Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd, joining us from Florida. Good morning, Sheriff.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you this morning?
We're doing okay. We're interested in this story. We had heard that during Hurricane Harvey in the Houston area, there were a number of people who were undocumented and did not go to the shelters because they were worried that ICE was going to pick them up, and they found out they're in the country illegally. So tell us what you've got in store for folks down there.
Well, first off, I want to point out this is a very dangerous storm, and we're communicating with people so that everyone can be safe. And there will be no ICE checks, zero. We're not checking for documented or undocumented immigrants. Everyone that's here is welcome at our shelter, unless you're a sexual predator or a child offender.
Amen.
Then we're not going to have you here.
Good for you. We watched all those videos of what was happening in Harvey, and our question was, all these kids are sleeping in the big coliseum, a big auditorium with men, with women. You don't know who these people are. You don't know if you feel safe, but yet are you really safe? So what is the response of the folks down in Florida after you've said this?
Well, I guarantee you that the people in Florida appreciate the fact that our shelters are safe. They're going to be safe, and you can come to, and we encourage you to come to our shelters because we want to look out for your well-being in this very dangerous storm. And keep in mind, the kids that are in a daycare today may very well be in a shelter this weekend. Do you want a sexual offender or predator sleeping next to them? It's not happening here.
Point. Well, Sheriff, the ACLU in Florida sees this a little bit differently, and they had this to say about your stance. They said most people with outstanding warrants are dealing with low-level or nonviolent offenses and pose no risk to others in a shelter. Sheriff Judd should be working to prepare his image, not burnish his Joe Arpaio-style tough cop credentials with a series of irresponsible tweets. What do you say to the ACLU on that?
is a bunch of crap.
Well, I tell the ACLU, grab all those people up and take them home with you. Because the reality of it is, a guy who had an outstanding warrant here last week tried to kill 5 people and actually stabbed his aunt to death and stabbed his father 23 times. That was an outstanding warrant. If that were a week later, would you want him in the shelter next to you? We don't arrest people for simple traffic offenses. ACLU is just blustering like they normally do. The reality of it is we arrest people on warrants wherever we find them, and shelters aren't an exception to that. So if we see you in a storm, out of a storm, at a shelter, at a grocery store, walking down the street, or at your own home, and you have an outstanding criminal warrant, you'll go to jail. We were trying to give all of those people a 5-day heads up so that they could find safe shelter as well, either with us at the county jail or someplace else if they don't want to come to jail.
Good point. All right, Sheriff, thank you very much. We know you got your hands full today and this weekend. Thanks for stopping by.
God bless us all, and may we all pray for each other.
Keep us in your prayers.
We will.
Absolutely.
Thank you. All right, coming up.